What's up, my little Tattle Tells? Y'all, something is really wrong with Nick Cannon. And I'm not talking about him having 11 billion kids, even though it's starting to look like that might be one of the things wrong with them. This, on top of all this mess, right? He's still trying to get back with his ex, Mariah, the first one, well, the first of many. And he had the nerve to say that monogamy, he shares his views on monogamy and says it's not healthy. Yo, Nick Cannon literally in a podcast basically admitted to running a damn harem. Oh, listen, let's just get into this. I'm talking about the fact, and I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because I'm like, maybe you're grieving the loss of your son and that's why you all over the place. But y'all, Nick Cannon has been moving so mad in these streets, just doing odd things. What's the latest thing? First of all, he already did this thing where he knows Mariah Carey's with someone and he's been making public pleas to get back with her, but he has a newborn. And then he made these comments about how he's racked with guilt that he already doesn't have time for the families that he has. But then you're trying to go back to Mariah. Y'all, you have to listen to this. I also had the podcast, and get this, Nick had therapy. He's using his show to have on-air therapy, and I don't want to be the one to say, no, I will, because I'm messy. Yo, to me, it's an odd way to heal, and it looks a little bit like he's using his son and what passed for publicity and for a talking point, because it's weird how you're having on-air therapy sessions about it. I don't care what y'all saying. Some great psychologists and psychiatrists do work on TV, but that is not the place to discuss it, especially on your talk show. Y'all, let's get into this mess. Let's start with the first evidence that Nick has lost his damn mind. This fool, with his 11 kids, literally made a song dedicated to Mariah, talking about alone, right? He had the audacity and the arrogance to say, I'ma keep my distance, stay in my lane, cause I know you got a man. It's a little too late. Boy, even if she was single, what makes you think she wants you and your harem? And the way that you cannot protect yourself because you want to repopulate the world. I'm telling you, he is trying. When he put that turban on, something happened. He's trying to repopulate the world. He's doing some Noah's Ark mess. I don't care what y'all say. That's why they always tell you in high school and college, stay away from those hoe tips. I'm just saying, shout out to all the hoe tips. You know I love y'all, but y'all in these ways, right? Nick Cannon is a prime production of what y'all be telling those men. Anyway, now listen, Mariah for herself, after she heard that song, she posted then clapped back by posting a picture of her with her new man. Actually, he's been her man for a while. Brian Tanaka, I believe is the way you pronounce his last name. Talking about Valentine's Day continues. The marathon continues. Hour 23. Nick, you wish in your life you're not even the same Nick Cannon Mariah left. You got 50 kids. You got a basketball team. You got a tribe. You got the lost Israelites walking behind you. Man, get out of here, Nick. Now get this. He also had the nerve to try to make a play for Mariah after he posted these comments about how monogamy's not natural. But get this, the women he with gotta be monogamous. Y'all, Nick Cannon just told us that he has a harem. He has a harem. Nick Cannon, he made an appearance, if you didn't know, on the Language of Love podcast with Dr. Laura Behrman on Wednesday, right? And he opened up about a lot, including what was going on in his multiple relationships. Now, he said this, that he only considers himself or someone as not single if they're married. First of all, the way he phrases that, not single, you already know he's coming with the book BS. Not single. What does that mean? So you're either like not single. Okay. If they're married. Married is not single. When you allow the government, here we go with this whole 5%er mess. When you allow the government and paperwork to come in and say, this is a bond, this is a covenant. We allow the government to come in and say, we should all be treated equally. We allow the government to come in and say, you need to have rights. Now you got a problem when the government is saying, boy, you can't make 18 families, right? And Nick only got 7 families and can't even manage that. We about to get into that, right? Let's see. This is a bond, this is a covenant. You're not single. You can still make covenants without getting the government involved. No, you can't. That is illegal. It's called polygamy and it was outlawed, right? I know the people in Utah are like, it was outlawed. Yes, it was outlawed, right? Now, anyway, where was I? You could still make covenants without getting the government involved. Where two people say, we choose to be monogamous because we value this so much. We don't want anyone to be part of this energy we have. And I don't feel like that's healthy. I don't think monogamy is healthy, you know? I feel like it gets into the space of selfishness and ownership. Nick, you can run that game on all the Insta, IG, Southern California models you want. Baby, I see your intentions. I see your works, right? Now, the podcast gets into, like, whether or not all 8 children were planned, which I thought, like, I don't know. I wouldn't have gone there if I was an interviewer. I'm not telling anybody how to interview, but you got 8 kids. What if you get older? It's like, well, which one of us was planned and which one of us wasn't, right? I'm never going to say that. Smart move, Nick. He said, but most of these pregnancies were planned. Unsmart move, Nick. He said, I'm going to take full responsibility. Any woman that I know that I have unprotected sex with, there's a potential to have a child. So I feel like if I have unprotected sex with anyone I know, because one, I value everything about me so much. You sure do sound selfish right now, right? And if I've gotten to the point where I say, I can take this off, I'm going to say, she could be the mother of my child. You thought that 8, okay, I guess, right? Now, despite having unprotected, right, he made it clear that it's not something he does with everyone, noting he's the biggest germ freak in the world. Nick, stop. What? Nick writing his own fan fiction. Let's get on. Now, here's the thing. They also got into co-parenting, and he admitted that some of their children's mothers handled the situation better than others, and said none of them have problems with each other. They're just strong-willed women that they're not worried. I know they don't have problems with each other. It sounds like they got problems with you, Nick. You sound like the common denominator, because guess what? It's not over. He then did an on-session therapy in his show. And y'all, he dropped some gems, and it was also really weird. Y'all, I'm going to drop the audio right here. Go ahead and listen to this, and then meet me after the jump, and let's talk about what you think.
I am a work in progress, and therapy has been an important tool in helping me learn and grow and navigate through my unconventional personal life. And I recently sat down with my therapist and friend, Dr. Laura Berman, on her podcast, The Language of Love, and we actually, this is no joke, yo, I did a live therapy session with how we normally talk, and y'all wanna see it? Y'all wanna hear it? This is just a few excerpts. It's longer. I just was, but okay, just don't judge me. Take a look. One thing that keeps me up at night, there's this heavy guilt with the fact of and get to spend time like I really wanted to with Zen. That I have other children,
yes,
even in a similar age, that I was like, okay, I'm guilty that I'm not there and every day. I'm guilty that the mothers of my children yearn for more and I can only give so much. I walk around with a backpack full of guilt.
Aww, boo-boo.
But at least I know the harder that I work, then it makes the guilt easier to deal with.
Why?
Because it's like I'm working on, if I feel like I'm providing for others.
Oh, so you're providing.
Where I feel the guilty is if I am not working and I'm spending time with a young lady and I'm like, man, I got a house full of kids I could be, you know.
And how many mamas?
It's 5.
I know you have co-parenting relationships with all of them, obviously,
right,
but how many do you have romantic relationships with?
The kids keep coming, so it's like it's all of them. I mean, obviously, Mariah and I co-parent very well, so she and I are just, we're really great friends, and she's kind of taught me so much. So like that's
above
family.
The fray. Yeah, that's a different.
Family.
And you were married to her also, and that's a different kind of.
It's a different.
But
setup.
These other 5. Is it like a sister wife? Not that they're wives.
No, it's definitely not that. They don't want any parts of any polygamy.
But do they know that you're romantically or physically involved with the other mamas?
I think the world knows.
What I assumed at first was that you were co-parenting, not only with Mariah, but with these other mothers, and maybe one of them, the most recent one, you were in a relationship with.
And I think that's what I struggle with, because clearly if I care for someone, if I have a child with someone, there has been intimacy, and there probably will continue to be intimacy because there's true authentic love there. And I have struggled with the co-parenting idea. Like, okay, we're just gonna co-parent, And then you find yourself in these really nice, warm family
Yeah,
environments.
and you want to really be in that family moment.
Yeah, and it's like, all right, well, what is this? What are we doing? How do we define this? You know, I have to do this in multiple spaces. And it's easy to say, look, let's just focus on our child or children.
Yeah.
And then what ends up happening, like, you can do it for a year.
Yeah.
And then one good
you'll have a
one
bump
good
in the
night at
road.
Nobu, and and the sake gets going.
And you can't help
I mean,
it.
I don't drink, but
Yeah.
I think, but it's just whatever, that chemistry, whatever allows those endorphins to start flowing, and you get on a
So you
higher-
can't resist either.
Absolutely. I'm
Yeah.
a lover.
You are.
I'm a hopeless romantic. You put me in the right environment with someone I have a child with, and I watch you be an amazing mother, of course I'm attracted to you. And then if you're
Well, you don't have
attracted
to
to me,
act on the attraction if you
How do
know
you
it's
not
going to
act on it?
complicate things later.
everything, life's complicated. You know, some of the women that I'm involved with deal with it better than others. I think they're all confident and secure in themselves to even have to deal with a person
There's
like
a
me.
lot to deal with.
Am I a lot to deal with, y'all?
Y'all, I don't know what to think. It's giving me you're using your tragedy for clickbait. It's giving me you just admitted to having a harem. It's giving me that something is really, really wrong with you. And yo, we need to have I know we've been having conversations about Nick Cannon, but I don't know. Is he in the middle of a nervous breakdown? He sounds crazy to me. Anyway, my little TisaTellss, let me know what you think in the comments, and I will talk to you later. Bye.